Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. It's Wednesday night. You know what that means? It's a chill stream on Untethered Live, and I'm your host, Jake Johnson. Welcome to the show. Come on in, take your shoes off, set a spell. Let's have a good time. I hope so. Hope we'll have a good time tonight. It's raining outside, pouring down. It's raining cats and dogs. I know because I walked outside and stepped in a poodle. Amazing. I should be a comedian. That kind of highbrow entertainment that you can only get right here on Untethered Live or on rumble.com/UntetheredLive or iTunes or Spotify or Google or Amazon or any of the big places. iHeartRadio. It's all there. Go check it out. You'll find it. If you would, speaking of which, go over to rumble.com/UntetheredLive and hit that follow button and help me break the back of censorship because it is clearly working on YouTube. Clearly. Nosedive. I was doing good for a while. Nothing lasts forever. Maybe we can get back to it. I think it's going to ramp up after the election, maybe. Hey, April's here. Welcome. Come on in. You are a comedian. I'm something. I'm a little upset right now because my chat says there's one person watching me. And I put 5 years into this thing. And that ain't right. Because 2 months ago, there were 50 people watching me. It's not good. I'm killing myself for nothing. Imagine how hard it is for you to show up 4 times a week. Triple it. You know what I mean? That's all right, though. I'm going to do the Bible study thing regardless because it's a commitment I made with God. Doesn't matter if people watch it or not. But the Wednesday and Friday thing, if I don't get some viewers, I'm going to have to stop doing it because I'm not producing anything. I'm just spending, and it's killing me. I'm upset because they got rid of Tucker. Yes, that's one thing I wanted to talk about tonight. Get everybody's temperature on that and see if we can come to an understanding of why that may have happened. They didn't just get rid of Tucker. They also recently got rid of Lou Dobbs and a few other people at Fox. Behind the scenes people that were involved in creating those shows. And then over on CNN, of course, they got rid of Don Lemon, which I could care less, but it's something to be said about the nature of what's going on. You know what I mean? Something's happening. Something is ramping up. And I believe it is a valiant attempt to silence conservatives entirely. Because they don't have a voice right now. Under any circumstance. There's nobody to talk for them anymore. Nobody that tells the truth. Tucker did what he had to do. Bravo. He's all set up. He's all set. I hope he runs away from all those demons. Well, see, here's the thing. I don't know if you're familiar with how TV works, but generally there's a contract. And when one is on TV, they're operating under that contract. Now, say if the bigwig happens to come down and ousts you out like they did with Tucker, he's still under that contract. They still have to pay him for his show. Say it's $30 million. I don't know, an episode, whatever it is. I don't know what it is. But just let's call it $30 million. That's the contract, right? Well, they still have to pay him $30 million, but that also means that he's under an NDA and cannot run his own show as long as that contract is for. Now, say if they broadcast, they put him on a broadcast contract for 5 years, which it's obviously more than that. He was their top earner, top dog at Fox. That means he's probably got a 10-year contract. If that's the case, Tucker's going to be out of business for a long time because he can't do anything. He can't go to a competing network. He can't go to anything on that network as long as he's under that contract. He could give up his money, but who's going to do that? You know, he could take him to court. Obviously, Tucker hired a lawyer this week, the same lawyer Don Lemon hired, by the way, which I find hilarious. So maybe that's going to happen. Maybe he will take him to court and win his contract back, but he has to go through a court process to get that done. Yep, it's shift workers get me. That's what I mean. I already know. I hear you. Oh, boy, don't they. Now, here's one possibility. Tucker quietly moved to Florida this past month. He bought him a piece of property down there in one of those uppity neighborhoods, Grand something or other, Grand Isles or Grand Boca Grand or something like that. I can't remember where it's at, and I don't really care. I don't care to divulge his location, but he moved to Florida, which is a lot closer to Mar-a-Lago. You feel me? It's very possible he's going to run on the vice president ticket with Trump in 2024. It's also possible that he could run for president in 2024 or governor of Florida if DeSantis decides to run. So either way, there are options. And also, Tucker could start a YouTube channel, although he couldn't affiliate it with the news, but he could do commentary like I'm doing. And he would probably make $100 million a year easy doing that. Easy. He's got more of an audience than anybody else in cable news. So I think he's probably set if he wants to be. But he's not going back on TV anytime soon, I can tell you that. And for my money, the only reason that makes any sense at all is so that the right wing does not have a champion to tell the truth when the left wing does their shady stuff. Because right now, including Fox News, all channels are left wing. All of them. The Murdoch's sons who own Fox, or who are running Fox. Murdoch still owns it, but his sons are running it. They're both hyper left-wing activists or whatever, or at least politically left-wing. I don't know that Rupert Murdoch himself is, but he's not calling the shots except for when he steps in to do things like he did by getting rid of Tucker, which is politically motivated. I would guess. I'm wagering to guess. I don't know any of these things. They can put that in their pipe and smoke it. Yep. Well, it's going to be an interesting world we live in here soon. Free speech is getting tighter and tighter and tighter, which is why it's more important that we build that Rumble channel. You know what I mean. I do know what you mean. Because it's getting to the point now where I can't even hardly play music on YouTube without getting copyright claimed, and it's getting rough. I can't say anything that I believe because I'll get my video taken down, you know. We're coming into elections, so they're going to get real uppity real fast. It's just typical. It seems to be. Seems to be the problem of today. Oddly enough, this isn't the first time this has occurred. As I stated last week, look at the bourgeoisie in France and Germany, the Weimar Germans. Look at them, Weimar. Very interesting read. Look at the ancient Greece. Look at the ancient Romans. Look at the ancient Egyptians. Look at the Atlanteans. Just about every culture you can think of has come crumbling down because of woke politics. This ain't no different. This is just the next Roman Empire, and it's going to crumble too eventually. And somebody else will come in, and there'll be a whole new breed of people that are proud to be Americans. They'll go through the whole process again until they reach their ultimate safety and productivity and have nothing to complain about, nothing to do, and nothing to live for, and nothing to fight for, and nothing to believe in. And then they'll do the same thing, and it'll fall all over again. Because one thing I know for certain about human beings is we do not learn from our mistakes. Everything right is wrong and everything wrong is right. Wake up, America. Wow, I pray for all. We live in the upside down world, which is Satan's world. We live in clown world. You're absolutely right about that. Everything is upside down, which is exactly what the Bible predicted it would be, which is why the Bible study is so important, because people need to know this stuff. And they need to start knowing it now. They need to come to terms with it now, because it ain't getting any better. It's getting worse. It is sad. I'm officially off drugs, by the way. What? We just get wiser. Fab Daddy, what's up, buddy? Good to see you. Thanks for coming by. This old ragged website that you visit occasionally. It's getting worse. Look at the numbers. It's getting bad. I have made somebody mad at YouTube. That's all I can figure. That's good, though. I wear that as a badge of honor. Arg. What you up to, Fab Daddy? You having a good week? It's pouring down rain where I'm at right now. Rain, rain, rain. Quite peaceful, though. I don't know if you can hear it on my old tin roof pattern behind me, but it's there. I bet you'd hear it if I turned off my noise suppression. BRB, says April. Hello, party people. Come on in. We're having a conversation about general politics and such, among other things. We're talking about the ousting of Tucker Carlson and Don Lemon and Lou Dobbs and Dan Bongino and several other behind-the-scenes characters at the various studios. I needed to leave Monday to chat with my gamer friend. He's thinking divorce. Oh, no. It's a terrible thing to think. It's a terribler thing to go through. My condolences. Been there, done that, bought the t-shirt several times. Only one of them was hard, though. But it was hard. The rest of them were amicable. I'm a collector, what can I say? I was married 5 times time I was 25. That's a fact, Jack. Ask anybody that knows me. I've been married 5 times in total. Twice to the same woman. And have a whole passel of youngins running around all over the place. Pipe layer. No, pipe fitter. That's what I did for a living. Once was enough to learn my lesson. Oh, I'm hard-headed, buddy. I'm stubborn as a mule. It didn't take the first time. I'm back. Kevin called. He's driving from Frostproof Jail. Yep. Well, I hope he takes it easy. Is it raining where you guys are? It's pouring here. Kevin says, hey, brother. What's up, Kev? Hey, Fab Daddy. Hey, sexy April. I've been at the jail and getting ready to drive. Go Dogs. Okay, hot stuff. Be safe, says April. Please do be safe. It's a dangerous world out there. Yes, it's raining there, too. I figured it was. I figured it was an East Coast kind of thing, considering it's calling to be raining all night long. I assume it was going down the coast. Ugh, I don't like rainy weather. Although for sleeping, it's pretty good. Especially if you got an old tin roof like I got, and you just lay in there and listen to it rain, you'd be out fast into dreamland before you know it. I like rain more than wind. I hear you. Depends. If it's warm wind, it's fine. I'll just lean into it. That cold wind can go suck it, though. I ride a motorcycle, and me and wind don't get along too good in the first place. But if it's warm wind, I can deal with it. But I don't like that freezing cold, ice cold, cut your fingers to the bone kind of wind. That old wind that goes a howling. Yeah. I hope everybody's having a good day. I had a pretty good day. I worked today. It was nice. Got some stuff done this week. My weekly doings. I got out finally. Look, I play in 2, fixing to be 3 bands. I do a podcast 4 nights a week, which is about 2.5 hours per podcast. I have a full-time job, and I get very little sleep or time to do anything. So earlier this week, I had a day off. I hadn't had one of those in a while, and I felt pretty good, which is unusual, because usually when I do have a day off, I'm exhausted and I just crash. But I was itching to get up and do something. So I got outside, I fixed my lawnmower, and I cut my grass. And I am tickled to death about it. My yard looks so pretty. And I'm so happy to have a nice, freshly cut grass. Warm rain is kind of nice. Yeah, it is. Can be. Deadbeat. Me? No. Never. I'm so busy you could call me a workaholic. It's helps to keep my mind from functioning. The more I cram onto my plate, the less I have to think about things. That's a good thing for me currently. OMG, really? Yes, really. I'm excited about it. Next is the car and the motorcycle and the house and all the other shit. Oh, I also burned a bunch of trash that I've been needing to do for months. So I got that done. I had a pretty productive day, is what I'm saying. It was very nice. Jamaicans have 17 jobs. Maybe they do. You cut grass? Which side? I don't know the reference. I'm not a pot smoker. Pot ain't my thing. I'm an upper, not a downer. Speaking of which, you sent me this lovely pipe and nothing to smoke in it. I'm proud of you. Woohoo, wowee. Thank you, ma'am. I need it. I need somebody to be proud of me, for God's sakes. Out here in the woods all by myself, ain't got nobody to pat me on the back or to rub my hair. Stop it. I appreciate you, though. I do. Tonight's episode is brought to you by this hot cup of coffee, ladies and gentlemen, and I'm enjoying it. I rarely drink, but when I do, I drink Dos Equis. I know I was joking. Sort of. It just reminded me of what that looks like, that's all. Because I have been there before. You know what I mean? He hasn't altered it yet. Not yet. Nope, no holes in it yet. Let's blow it. Okay, that joke's getting old. Listen, I'm hoping to have some good news next week. I have an opportunity presented itself to me. I didn't look for it. Just kind of fell in my lap. It's very possible Jake Johnson Band may be coming back because things are aligning in such a way that that could be possible. Namely, my voice has come back to some degree. It's not completely back, but I did manage to sing Hurt So Good last night in its entirety without cracking, which is impressive considering what I've been through the last 2.5 years. I'm still a little short on breath, and I still can't hit any high notes, but I can do my job, and that's a big thing for me. And the musicians are showing up. And if things work well this weekend, I do have 2 shows this weekend, so I won't be here Friday, by the way, because I have to be somewhere else. But while I'm at one of those shows, I'll be meeting up with somebody. And if that meeting goes well, next week things are going to start turning. Wheels are going to start being put into motion. Things are going to start happening fast, and the JJB might be back on the market. And that's a wonderful thing. Can't wait for that to happen. That hasn't been in existence since I gained the custody of my children 15 years ago. I went downhill career-wise, but I went uphill daddy-wise. Not a trade I would make for anybody but them, but I made it. I love the bass lines of that song. Which song? Oh, Hurt So Good? Yeah, it's a good one. You sound better vocally. Thank you. I appreciate it. I do sound better. I'm actually able to talk now instead of going while I'm trying to speak. That COVID-19 did a wonder on me. It really messed me up bad. I, honest to God, thought I wasn't ever going to be able to sing again. 2.5 years, no voice at all. None. JJB, great name. Thank you. Well, it's Jake Johnson Band. You know, this is what it's always been. But I appreciate it. Thank you. I also have a band that's my name also, which is called Wilder Creek. So that band ain't going anywhere either, but the big show band is the one I'm excited about getting back together. You know, the sweaty one with all the hair and the women and the stuff I used to do. You've seen my shows before, haven't you? Probably been to a couple of them, I would imagine. I don't know that you have, but maybe. A lot of things have happened in 20 years. I can show you some pictures one day. I don't have any with me, but I could set some up and put them on the podcast if you guys are into that kind of thing, if you want to see what I used to do for a living and what I may possibly be doing again. Just let me know. I'll be glad to set some stuff up for the next podcast. Didn't think about it this night. Lately, I've been playing with this little country band, which is, a paycheck. But that ain't the same as me being in the front doing my thing. I missed seeing Joan Jett and the Heartbreakers here on Saturday. Joan Jett played with the Heartbreakers? That had to be weird. I recall Tom Petty not wanting Stevie Nicks anywhere near the band. I would imagine he'd have felt the same way about Joan Jett. Call it JJWB? No. On study. JJWB on study. That's interesting. I missed Kenny Chesney Sunday. Arg. Well, that's just because you put him above Bible study. I told you about that. God don't like that. You have seen me. I mean my shows. I don't mean you've seen me. You've performed with me. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying the shows that my band used to do. here in North Carolina. I didn't know if you'd been to any or not, or seen pictures. I know you've seen me perform. You were watching when I was learning in my bedroom. That sounded weird, but it's true. And vice versa. Okay, we're both a couple of perverts. Whatever. It's a bad thing about making your own cigarettes. They never light on the first strike. That's exactly what I was thinking. God works in mysterious ways. See, I told you. I made that observation when you told me the first time that you had missed the show or that he had canceled. And that didn't come from me. That came from on high because it just popped out of my mouth, you know. But I wonder if that was the situation. Because you have been getting closer to God this past couple of years, a lot closer. And you know a lot more than you knew when you started this thing. And I don't think he wants that to stop. That's just my opinion. I don't know if that's a bad thing or a good thing. I'm just laying it out there. It wasn't like I was dunning you or anything. I don't care if you go to a concert. I'm just saying it occurred to me that may be the thing because that happens to me. If I don't do what I'm supposed to do, things go horribly wrong. And God does work in mysterious ways, but sometimes he works in downright obvious ways. Sometimes it's smack you upside the head obvious. Like, duh. I get those a lot. Hey, moron, do what I told you to. It's sad that I can't afford tobacco when it grows in my state. I can't afford tobacco. I'm smoking tobacco. I make my own cigarettes. What do you mean I can't afford tobacco? Are you saying you colloquially, like the royal you, or me personally? And yes, this is actually a bone of contention with the world today because tobacco built this country, or at least this side of it. And for them to outlaw it as they have done is really a backhanded slap to the people who built this country. Yeah, it wasn't the best time for them to put on a festival because, duh, it flooded the week before. Yeah. Not pre-rolls. No. I make with a machine. I make my own filtered cigarettes. This is my cigarette. I made that. And it's very tight and professionally done. Not like a roll your own. I'm a tobacco connoisseur. And it's cheaper to make them myself than it is to buy them. Buy a lot. So for the past, probably 2 years, maybe 2 years, I've been making my own cigarettes. If you went to buy a pack of Marlboros, how much? Probably about $5.50 a pack, close to $6, maybe even $7. They've gone up so much lately. It's $10 for one pack of Marlboros after taxes, really? In Florida? Jesus. Whew. I hadn't bought a pack of Marlboros in years. I've always smoked the generic cigarettes, you know. Cheapest pack I can find kind of thing. But when I figured out that I could make them myself, I was like, hey, I could make a carton of cigarettes for the price I'm paying for a pack. Yeah, let's do that. I think it cost me about $14 to make a carton of cigarettes. Maybe a little less, maybe $12. I hadn't really done the math on it, but it's way cheaper. Taxes included is $10. Still, that's ridiculous. It shouldn't be. That's New York prices. I also haven't lived in Florida in quite a while. I drove by many tobacco fields when I was in North Carolina, and tobacco barns. Yes, lots of them. They call them backer barns here. Just forego the T-O. Backer barns. But, yes, this entire East Coast country was built by big tobacco. That's the money that funded the government to make this a country. And for them to outlaw it in public and shit like that, it's just nonsense. 2 packs with a discount is $17 and change. I believe I'd have to quit smoking if it was $20 for 2 packs of cigarettes. Strictly Strange, what's happening, my friend? Welcome back. Caucasian Sasquatch, what's up, buddy? Yep, growing tobacco smells amazing. Yes, it does. Rope, too. Well, rope is made out of hemp, so I can see why you would appreciate that. I want to grow my own baccy. You can. It's a little bit tricky, but you can do it. Take my advice, though. Don't smoke the leaves until you've dried them out. In a hot barn for a while. Because it'll make you very sick. And probably should thoroughly wash them, too. I don't know how they do that. I know they use a lot of pesticides on tobacco, but I would imagine they wash them before they put them up to dry out. One would think. I've never done it, so I don't know. Hot, moist barn. Yeah. Rope. Financed a significant portion of the Continental Navy. That's entirely possible. Up until recently, like, let me see if I get this right. What year did the cotton gin get created? Does anybody know? Before that, hemp was the #1 exporter of the United States. #1. We exported hemp more than anything else. It was the biggest crop in the United States until the cotton gin was created. I'm a chewer. I'd have to perfect making my own chaw. I don't know how that would work. I know there's a way to do it. I just don't know how it's done. I sense there's Jack Daniels involved, though. Yes, our aunt lives on the cotton field. And tobacco and corn to the right, Jake. I live on a tobacco field. There's one right across the street from my house. But which aunt are you referring to? You talking about Debbie? I know there's a bunch of fields around her house. I didn't know what they grew there, but wash it and then some. Wow. Yeah, I would imagine. Yeah, the 1800s. Well, up until then, hemp was the #1 export of America. And I also forgot the guy's name who invented the cotton gin, but it was politically motivated. It was about putting paper and hemp out of business because cotton was cheaper to process. Yep, and several founding fathers collected data on sweet hemp. I don't even know what that is. I'd favor my baccy with my shine. Yeah, flavor it. Yeah, that might work. That was here before man, wasn't it? What was here before man? Tobacco? No. Tobacco was brought here from Spain. Sweet hemp, long hemp, slow hemp, various other. All right, now. Next thing you're going to say, indica hemp and sativa hemp and it wasn't Eli Whitney. I think that was the name, yeah. I think you're right. I've completely forgotten all that stuff. I studied all that years ago. Pardon me. But it's left my mind because I've been cramming it with Bible for the past many, many years. But that name sounds familiar. Either that or that dude was a prolific writer at the same time. But I think you might be right. It's Eli Whitney. All that stuff is interesting. Yeah, it is. It's fascinating the way this world come together. And in only 6,000 years, apparently. Strictly Strange says, hi, Fab Daddy and Caucasian Sasquatch. No, the plant, LOL. That's it. Oh, you mean pot. Hemp. Yes, hemp grows wild. But I can't guarantee that it was here in America. I don't know the origins of hemp. I would say probably India or something like that. I don't really know. I've never really looked into that. I do know that it grows wild out west, and if you get caught picking it on the side of the road, they'll pull you over. I know that. Don't ask me how I know that, but I know that. Yay, I did pay attention in school. There you go. Well, to quote Lincoln, I quite enjoy a pipe of sweet hemp on a porch of an evening. I reject your reality, sir, and I'll supplant my own. Dude. Hey, Strictly Strange, says Caucasian. In the Kush region. See? It could have actually came from a town called Kush, which is in the Middle East. I don't know. That ain't what Kush means, but that may be where the name came from. Who knows? Sweet. Fab Daddy says, Morocco had wild. Truth don't care, bud. April says, hello, Strange. Where are you? What part of the world are you in, Strange? You don't have to be specific, but be general. State or country will do. Colorado. And no wonder he likes getting high. He's Rocky Mountain high. So was Joe Rogan once upon a time. The truth is a lion. It needs no protection. As a purveyor of the truth, I would agree with you. Or as a fruit bat. I'm not. I wish I was, but I'm not. April says, everybody hit that like button, subscribe, share, and go to Rumble and press the follow button. Rumble.com/UntetheredLive. Thank you. I appreciate that. I really need it. I need to get off of YouTube. They're killing me. Although we have managed to make 6 people tonight, so that's something. Not 50, but 6. Sierra Nevada high. Are you in Nevada? Wow. Is it hot there? The weed and Coors beer is all I like here in Colorado. My heart is in the South. Loved being there when I did. The South is a beautiful place. I'm from there, and I appreciate you, Strictly Strange. My shine gets your toe up from the flow up. I've had some of those nights. I'd like to try some. If you ever get to feeling froggy and you want to help support the channel, you could just send me a little mason jar of it. Be nice. Fab Dad says, I am California. Well, then how are you Sierra Nevada High? Is that a drink? I rebuilt my aquaponics today to be able to run water changes. I am harvesting fish in a week. I got some slab-sized bluegill. Very nice, Caucasian. Very nice. Now all you need to do is plant you some vegetables on a platform above that aquaponics and let the roots go through the board down into the water, and the fish will fertilize your vegetables. I've had this thought before. It's good end of the world type thinking. And if you get an African fish, and I can't remember the name of it, but it breeds real fast, and I'm sure you could find out what it is. It's the fastest breeding fish in the world. If you get that fish, it'll keep your fish tank full of fish so that they'll shit and fertilize the plants year round. I did all of that, bud. 2 years now I got to eat the fish. I hear you. Well, eat it. Sierra Nevada is the mountain range that the Donner Party got stuck in a blizzard. Really? I thought that happened in Colorado for some reason. I'll be damned. I didn't know they made it as far as California or Nevada. I thought they ended in Colorado. Anyway, I don't know what I'm doing. I know who the Donner Party is, and I know what happened to them. We had a conversation about that this week, actually. It's Bible study. Except I may have called it the Oregon Trail and not specified the Donner Party. They were in California, really. I didn't know that. Learn something new every day. I thought they were in Colorado for some reason. I must have it confused with something else I've learned. Anyway, we were reading about people resorting to cannibalism last Sunday about curses and what people would do when luck runs out. And they'll do it too. You don't believe me? Look at the Russians. When the Nazis came through, they salted their own fields so that nobody would take their land. Only thing is now nothing will grow there for a long time. I'm hoping to have a fish fry. I'll probably live stream the whole process of gathering, weighing each fish, perhaps measuring. That would be a good podcast. I would tune in to see that. Strictly Strange says, I would most definitely send some. I'm still in the beginning learning phase of shining. Every 4 days, I get closer and closer to perfection. My mashes are getting better. That's awesome, Strictly Strange, and I have always wanted to do that, and I don't even drink. But for some reason, I've always had the urge to, make moonshine. I think it's fascinating. I just want to make it for my friends. It ain't like I want to make money in it, But I always thought that would be an interesting thing to learn. I did learn how to make other things. A clear method of learning how to make other things. Crystal clear. That's just not moral, right? What is? What's not moral or right? Making moonshine or resorting to cannibalism? I think you're talking about cannibalism, and I would agree with you, but that doesn't stop people from doing it. When you get hungry, powerful things occur. Thankfully, none of us have ever actually been hungry. And by hungry, I mean looking at your significant other like they're a ham hock hungry. Strictly, my pops has an old stainless steel milk can still. We used it to make alcohol for sterilizing veterinary implements. Interesting. Speaking of cannibalism, yeah, that's what I thought you were talking about. That is the devil. Moonshine is in my blood. My great-granddad was a Dukes of Shiner. I was daydreaming there for a minute. And supplied the Rockies West with his shine. He had 3 cars and a suit for every day of the month. During the Depression, my grandma said they never went hungry. That's awesome. I support that. That's good old-fashioned American ingenuity right there. I do support that. Barter system all the way. I am a proponent of the barter system. Ain't no wrong in it. Fill a need. If there's supply, there's demand. And if there's demand, make you supply, baby. I can't say that. We went hungry a lot when I was a kid, but we learned how to shoot good. That's something. The best hound. The beast hound. Huh? The beast hound. Yeah. Strictly Strange says, Caucasian, Sasquatch, we got to do a show and talk more. Caucasian says, but the difference between alcohol and high-quality soul shine is a bit of art and skill, LOL, and a bit of time. Spoken like a true alcohol maker. Strictly says, I want to learn. He doesn't know my last name, Jake, LOL. I haven't told him. I do know it, though. Look into Foxfire series. Who? Me or him? If you have alcohol in your system, you won't freeze to death. That's a myth. That is not correct. I'm sorry, alcohol does not warm you up. It makes you think you're warm, but you're not warm. Here's how freezing works. First of all, alcohol thins your blood. Right. Well, freezing starts at the extremities, and the heat goes inward to protect your heart, which means it'll sacrifice all of your limbs. That's why people lose their fingers and toes in blizzards, because the heat will go inward to protect the heart and the guts and the brain. If you drink alcohol, it will numb the sensation of coldness, but you're still cold. And you have thin blood now, which means you're dying faster. That's the truth. I don't know where that ever perpetuated from, but it ain't true. Don't ever drink if you're freezing. You will die. I watched a shine being made with sour cream and onion Pringles. Really? That's weird. I don't think I'd like that moonshine. Make it taste like blueberries and we got a deal. But, you know. Sour cream and onion. It's a collection of old books that detail the how-to of basically everything without power. All pre-industrial revolution. Yeah, I'd say that was a pretty good book. There's an old man with a beard that wrote a book recently. Was shopping it around on TV for a while. Excuse me. Got a frog in my throat. Anyway, his book is about all things, but it's more like agricultural stuff, like vegetables and how to make ointments and, soap and things like that. But that would be a very good book, too. Well, I reckon I'll have to go educate myself more. I'm not downing you. I'm just telling you that's a proven fact. It's not you. That is a myth people have been perpetuating for generations. I've heard it. Everybody's heard it. That drinking a little snort will warm you up in the winter. There's every movie that has a Russian in it, they do that joke. But it's not true. Trust me on this. I wasn't putting you down. Most people probably don't know that. They probably think drinking will warm you up, but think about it. Alcohol thins your blood. Thin blood ain't what you want in a blizzard. I'm making a mash wash of 6 bags of Jolly Ranchers and 4 pounds of sugar. The sour cream and onion chips sounds interesting. Farmer's Almanac is good. Yes, it is. Pagan, but good. Now, you see, this is one of those statements that requires an education. I'm waiting for somebody to call me on it. $100 says it's Caucasian. Details, herbs, log cabins, beehives, moonshine, jelly, soap, dry aging, smoking, fishing, storage, and cleaning water. Everything. Strictly Strange says, that's a myth with alcohol and the cold. Yes. In fact, you lose body temperature faster when you're drunk. Yes, that's what I was saying. So does apple cider vinegar. That might warm you up. I don't know. I don't know what apple cider is. Is that wine of some kind? I know what vinegar is, but what's the cider do to it? I would think vinegar would thin your blood too. I don't know. Never thought about drinking vinegar. Although our grandmother believed in it wholeheartedly. That woman drank so much vinegar, she smelled like vinegar. So there might be something to it, I don't know. Or she thought there was. Never gets too cold in Florida, though. I don't think you can literally freeze to death in Florida. Maybe, but maybe one night out of the year. No, it shrinks your veins. That might be. And yes, she did, Jake. Apple cider vinegar is what happens if your wine goes bad and it makes vinegar. I love me some homemade pickles. I like pickles, too. Is that vinegar in pickles? Pickle juice is vinegar? Well, in that case, I would drink vinegar. Vinegar is a natural preservative. I knew that. And I know it's good for certain things like cleaning or, antibacterial type stuff. Literally cleans out whatever you're backed up to. I hear you. You'll definitely freeze here in Colorado. Oh, I know. It gets cold in Colorado, don't it? Y'all got like feet of snow there. I don't know if it ever gets too cold in Florida. I remember being cold when I lived there, but I don't ever remember it being as cold as it was when I went to North Dakota. That was a whole nother experience. I don't know if it gets that cold in Colorado, but if you want to know what it feels like to be scared, lock yourself out of your house in North Dakota and Minot, North Dakota in December with nothing on but a robe because you went out to smoke a cigarette and the door locked behind you. And when you start considering, can I make it across the road before I lose consciousness or do I need to kick the door in? That's terror. I kicked the door in, by the way. because I couldn't pick the lock. My fingers wouldn't work. In the length of time it takes to smoke a cigarette, that's cold. And I saw an Indian walking around in a T-shirt that same night. Apparently, North Carolinians are not built for that. Plenty of remedies. Oh, yeah. Strictly, you don't flavor shine by what it's made of. It's flavored by the aging process. Throw some fresh peaches in it, says Caucasian. It gets down to about -15 sometimes, but nowhere near North Dakota cold. Okay. All right. Well, I'm telling you, I experienced a bastard of a night in North Dakota one night. I don't think I've ever been that cold. I mean, I was scared. I thought I might die. I might freeze to death. I really did. That's why I was at a band house. I was up there for 2 weeks while my mom was down here dying. I had to go on the road. Thankfully, I made it back in plenty of time, though. But I was up there for 2 weeks, and we were in a band house, and it was a really nice band house. Like, big money was put into this band house. And there was 4 guys in the band house all asleep, and they all had noise-canceling headphones on because everybody snored but me. So, and I had my own room. Everybody else shared a room. And I went out to smoke a cigarette because you couldn't smoke in the band house. And when I went outside the back door, the door shut behind me and locked. And when I turned around to go back in, it's time to go back in, I couldn't open the door. And I started banging on the windows and on the doors, trying to get somebody to wake up, and they were all out, probably passed out drunk. Anyway, I started doing some math, right then and there, because I started getting tunnel vision and my fingers wouldn't work right. And I mean, I was cold. That was a harrowing night. So I kicked the freaking door in and spent $200 the next day to fix it. But I ain't going to freeze to death. The sugar source determines the congenier content. What is a congenier? Not so much the flavor profile. Congenier? Is it contagious? Yeah, I like the way you think, Caucasian. April's like, y'all please talk about something else. That's what I really want to make, Caucasian Sasquatch. But I want to use Georgia peaches. Nothing like a Georgia peach. Amen, brother. Nothing like a Georgia tomato either. I know. I've been all over the country, and I can tell you, Georgia makes tomatoes. Nobody else makes tomatoes. The tomatoes here taste like water. Nothing. I don't even eat them here. I'll pick them off of my hamburger when I buy a hamburger. I don't even want them. And I'll eat a tomato sandwich by itself. Just a tomato and mayonnaise from Georgia. You can use water, basic flour, and white sugar, and a bit of good bread yeast. Bread yeast. I'll degrease your engine block. Fab Daddy says, disagree. With what? What do you disagree with? I noticed if you use fruit afterwards, it definitely mellows the shine out. Interesting. April says, and? I don't know. She might be taking notes. Might put y'all both out of business. I love you, April. My tomatoes are damn good. I'm sure they are. I'm not downing your tomatoes one bit, but I hate to tell you, they pale in comparison to the fruit that comes out of Georgia. Just a fact. I'll have one sent to you when they're in season. You'll thank me. Oh, I get it, Caucasian, says April. Better than Georgia. Okay. Them's fighting words there, buddy. What variety? Any variety. I don't even know. I don't even care. They're just better. There's something about the soil in Georgia. I'm not down in your tomatoes. I'm sure they're wonderful. But there is something about that red clay in Georgia that just, for peaches and tomatoes, it adds something. I don't know what. It might be the kaolin in the ground. I don't know, but there's something there. Caucasian could probably tell you varieties. I don't know. I'd like to see Fab's tomatoes. Ooh, Fab Daddy. Shots fired. Wait a minute. Are we still talking about the same thing? The alcohol displaces the water in the fruit. It freezes it for a few days, then enjoy it. Or you freeze it for a few days and then enjoy it. By the way, you can make moonshine out of honey buns and fruit cups. I've seen it done. I've never done it, but I've seen it done. There's some kind of way you can pour the fruit through the honey bun. Somehow, I'm not exactly sure how that works. Maybe you soak the fruit in water and smash it up in the water, and then you pour the water through the honey bun, something like that. The honey bun is the yeast, by the way. They call it buck wine, but it's actually moonshine. The onions are good from Georgia, too. Yes, Vidalia onions from Vidalia, Georgia. And that is Vidalia, not Vidalia, for those who might be southernly challenged. I'll give that a whack, Caucasian Sasquatch. Well, you are a wealth of information, Caucasian. I appreciate having you around because I couldn't have told him any of that. I thought it was. It came from corn, though. I think you're referring to corn mash, and yes, they make moonshine with corn mash, but there's other ways to ferment. That's just one way. That much I know. The Vidalia onion is produced only in Vidalia. That's for all my down under viewers. I hate to, burst your bubble, but that blooming onion came from Vidalia, Georgia. I'm just saying. Don't start a war over it or nothing, but that's where it came from. Oink. Oink. The hell kind of sound is that? Oink. Or is that one of those LOL kind of things that I'm not familiar with? Oink. Nice. Yeah. Vidalia onions are awesome, by the way. If you ever get one of those blooming onions, that thing is fantastic right by itself. Vidalia onions are the best for all sorts of food. Yeah, because they're sweet and not bitey. But I like what's the word? I guess they're just yellow onions. The ones that are a little spicy. I like those too. But a Vidalia is delicious in every right. And fat. Good thick onion. The fermentation is less important than the quality of the run. Corn was used because it was almost free. There you go. See, I told you he could tell you. Oh, I see. I just got it. Duh. No, I didn't just get it. I just read it. There it is. Oh, I see. Oh, I got it. Okay. Mental note made. Yes, we were down under Sunday. You went to Australia Sunday? Really? Or Outback Steakhouse? Welcome to the land down under. I'm guessing Outback Steakhouse. I don't think you took a plane to Australia and got back in time. You guys are hilarious. Yes, at Outback. Store brand all-purpose flour and basic white sugar. Add a basket store brand unflavored oatmeal. I've never heard of using oatmeal before. That's interesting. And I was in Maine, says Fab Daddy, were you? Maine's a beautiful country. Red Lobster. Oh. Well, I can't eat shellfish, so I don't do Red Lobster, but I'm sure it's delicious. With your brother and Matthew. Brother and Matthew. Yeah, his son. Brother and his son. Gotcha. I keep forgetting his son's name, but thank you for reminding me. Yeah, I know you went to see your dad and y'all went out to eat, but I thought you said you were at a steakhouse. I guess I didn't hear you right. But either way, I'm glad you guys got to see him, and I'm glad he's doing better. Going to Italy tomorrow? I hear you. What would you call eating at the dollar store? Because that's where I'm at. I'm at buying the $1.75 hot dogs and a loaf of bread. Mama sure loves Red Lobster. Yes, she does. That was her and my mama's thing. They used to go once a year. Like a reward for putting up with us kids. Because we weren't invited. Or I wasn't anyway. You may have went with them, but they never took me. Buy a quarter pound of wheat and a malt. That don't rhyme at all. Germinate it by soaking it in a few changes of warm water, 24 hours, and then drain it and lay it out in a warm spot. Kevin says, April, I just made it to Gators. Lake Wales had a downpour, and I drove through it at a blistering 10 miles an hour. It was a rainy night in Florida. A rainy night in Florida. Oh, that is raining on you. He finally got out of ICU and put into a regular room bigger and one with a shower in it. That's excellent. I'm glad he's out of ICU. What was wrong with him, by the way, if you don't mind me asking? Or you text that information to me if you don't want to share that over the internet. I used to live in Juanita, Florida. You probably passed right by my house, right there on the left-hand side as you go through town where the people are shooting at you from. I used to live in that trailer. Strictly says, that's true, Caucasian Sasquatch. I make my definition more of a brandy. Sweet. April says, on my way, Kev. Okay, USA. Juanita. Man, that brings back memories. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, if you want to know what brand of white trash Floridian I am, look up Juanita, Florida on Google Maps or Google Earth, and you'll know what kind of white trash inbred sumbitch I am. Caucasian, you should open up a shop. Triple pneumonia, okay. I thought it might be cancer related. That's why I was asking. How do you get triple pneumonia when you've only got 2 lungs? I almost did the Spock and I did it involuntarily. I can't raise one eyebrow on purpose. I'll ask the question again. Maybe it'll make my eyebrow go up. How do you have triple pneumonia when you've only got 2 lungs? If you like to get fancy after it malts. Parch the grain in a frying pan on a medium heat and stir. Stir it in the mash when you pasteurize the mash. I use pears. Caucasian Sasquatch is the best bullshitter I've ever known in my life. He can just open his mouth and spew out information without even looking. That is a true talent there, buddy. Lots of useless knowledge. Some useful. He cannot breathe, just a few other things. I hear you. He had double pneumonia. Ha ha. Math wins again. You dastardly foil, you. Racist! Math is racist. 2 + 2 = 5. I'm sure there's a joke there somewhere. I'm just failing. You guys having a good time tonight? I hope you are. I hope it's a good conversation. I'm enjoying the heck out of it. And I'm enjoying being passively tacit in your general direction. Tacit, the word of the week. That he has a trachea. I knew that. And he has to keep it clean. I hear you. Yeah, I knew that he got that. He had the thing for a while, didn't he? That thing. Seemed like he had that last time I seen him. It was a long time ago. Like when he first got it, I think I saw him then. Strictly email me any questions, says Caucasian Sasquatch at CaucasianSasquatch at I'llTellYouWhatYouNeedToKnow.com. Or Gmail, one or the other. One day we're going to do a show together and have a I Know More Than You Know contest. Daddy beat cancer, stage 5. He's a walking miracle, amen. That is a fact, Jack, and God bless him for it. Nobody else in our family's done that. I didn't even know there was a stage 5 math riddle. If there is a snail at the bottom of a 30-foot deep well and it climbs up 2 feet during the day and slips 1 foot at night, how many days till the snail gets out of the well? 15. It would come down to specific topics. Sure it would. Trivial Pursuit. Tear your ass up. I'm just messing with you. Hey, Squatch and Strange, says Kevin Cox. Fab Daddy says, no. Look, I am a Bible scholar. I am a man of letters, not numbers, letters. I am no mathematician. But I can draw a circle with a dot in the middle of it without lifting a pen. Can you? When does it sleep? Never. Okay, I'm driving. So I'll say, I love you all, and I'm here. In tune, okay? Much love. Just don't forget about us, honey. We miss you. We need you. We crave your flesh. This part. Caucasian. Kevin. April's dad is one tough hombre. Yes, he is. Yes, he is. I hope to be that tough one day. Circle with a dot in the middle without lifting the pen. When you figure it out, let me know, and I'll show you. I'll give you a clue, though. You can't think in 2 dimensions. Get you a piece of paper, draw a circle with a dot in the middle, and don't lift the pen. Pen must stay in contact with the paper at all times. I'd show you, but my camera don't angle down. And I don't think I could do it on my chest, which would be interesting to watch, I'm sure. But I will take a film of it if you can't figure it out. But if you can figure it out, let me know. That's the homework assignment tonight. Let's see how you do. Score is 10 points. I started to do I'll learn a song tonight, but I got tired of getting copyright claims, so I'm taking a night off. I'll get back to it next Wednesday if you guys are into that. I've only done it 3 times, so I don't really have any real data on it, but if you like it, I'll keep doing it. I figured I'd give my channel a couple of weeks to recuperate from all the censorship. Speaking of which, go to rumble.com/UntetheredLive if you haven't done so already and hit the subscribe button. I don't care if you ever go back. I just need to get that number up to 25 subscribers so that I can start live streaming over there. So please help me out with that if you would. Strictly Strange, rumble.com/UntetheredLive, please. Easy. Just draw a circle. No, you can't lay the pen down. It has to stay tipped down on the paper. Sideways and move to the center and place dot. Yeah, that's a good valiant try, but that's not it. The equator. Yes, the circle would be the equator of the dot, but I'm saying you must draw the dot and then the circle without lifting the pen. It's a what do you call that? Spatial thinking. Teaches you how to think outside the box kind of quiz. Just a can be anything. Jeez. Yeah, it can be anything. What are you talking about? Are we talking about the same stuff? I'm taking notes, Caucasian Sasquatch, says Strictly. I'm glad somebody's taking notes. All right, I'll see if I can illustrate. That won't work. I need a piece of paper. Ah, nope. I have no paper. Here, paper. Ah. Now I need a pen. All right. Let's see if I can do this. I'm going to have to lift the pen because I've got only 2 hands. But, hold on. I think I can do it. All right. You start by, that's not working. Hold on. You start by drawing the circle in the center. Boy, this camera thing ain't working. Let's pretend that's a circle. I'm looking. Try this at home, folks. This is hilarious. Look into a camera while looking back at yourself looking into a monitor and try to draw a circle backwards. It's impossible. Here we go. We'll try it this way. You draw a circle. Take the page and flip it over to the edge of the circle. Move the pen up. Drag the pen out. Remove the circle. And then draw a circle around. See? Pen never moved. If you could follow that. That was insane. You could skip the distillery and start with Everclear. That's a smart move. That's impossible. No, it's not. I just did it. Only it is impossible to do it this way. Because that's hard. Try that. That's entertainment for a whole night right there. Just try to draw something this way while looking at yourself in a camera. Hilarious. Satellite. Huh? Huh? Yeah. Ancient Chinese saying, man who go in chilly, water loses 2 inches. Woman can run faster with her pants off than a man can with his pants down. Just on the backside. By the way, when you locked yourself out of the house, were you wearing a Georgia Bulldog robe? Just wondering about the important things. No, it was a black terry cloth robe. And that's all I had on. And a pair of slippers. Still on the robe. Joke's on you, I wear a kilt. Oh, yeah. And whoa, I feel like an idiot. What? Why do you feel like an idiot? Oh, because of the paper thing? The answer to my riddle is 28 days. I trust you. Remind me not to take a paycheck from that guy, though. Just kidding. I have no idea. I'm so math retarded, it's not even funny. If you don't believe me, ask my boss. My job is primarily counting me. I get lost going to 10. So, you know, it's one of those pay attention kind of things. I don't do that very well. It's really weird because I remember shit forever. Like, if I glance at a page, I will remember the details on that page for the rest of my life, in context. But if you ask me to remember a phone number, not going to happen. Can't do it. I'm lucky if I can spell the thing out without messing it up. I just, for whatever reason, my brain don't do math. I got you. That makes sense, Fab Daddy. There's something about a penny that I heard one time that was phenomenal when you think about it. Somebody said, would you rather me give you $500 right now or a penny every day and double it every day thereafter? And I thought, $500? I don't want a bunch of pennies. Turns out that's like $1 million or more. You know, it goes to an astronomical number if you double a penny every day. So first day you got 1 penny, the next day you got 2, the next day you got 4, the next day you got 8, the next day you got 16, the next day you got whatever. So you see what I'm saying? It adds up exponentially, right? But it's a good thing because most people don't think about things like that. So if you say, would you rather me give you a penny a day and double it every day thereafter for 30 days? They're thinking that's 30 pennies or at least $2, you know, 60 pennies, whatever. I know $1's 100 pennies, but you get my point. They're not thinking, oh my God, that's like $1 billion, whatever the number is. I can't remember now, but it ain't $500, I can tell you that. Wow, I still feel sorry for snails. Only if they're sliding snails. The ones that don't slide are quite well off. The bourgeoisie snail. It's the sliding snails you got to watch out for. Those are the crafty bastards. Always wanting everybody else to give them a handout and live on welfare and not do their part in society. Oh, slidey snail. Math retarded right here. This guy, me. What has 2 thumbs and can't count to 10? This guy. My equivalent of my times tables is 2 times 2, 2 times 4, 2 times 6, whatever. That's it. I can do my 9 times tables because they're on my fingers. See? 9 times 2 is 63. It's actually not. 9 times 2 is 18. It's this way. See? 9 times 2, 1, 2. 18. See how that works? Try it. 9 times 3 is 27. 9 times 4 is 36. 9 times 5 is 45. You can do that all the way up to 9. Jake needs core math lessons quickly, which is ridiculously stupid. Hey, that's not very nice. I could run circles around you in English. Just because you can count don't make you something special, mister. I believe drinking bourbon will keep you from freezing to death. I hear you, Kev. I always make sure to drink a shot or 2 or more because I live in the cold weather state of Florida. Have not froze yet. You might be onto something there. Core math is real, Jake. It's fucking insane. I know it's real. I just ain't good at it. Go figure. So smart in other areas and completely stupid in other areas. That's what the definition of genius is. Well, I can count, even left-handed. Yeah, but try doing it in a mirror, buddy. You think you're special? Just order fried sweet Thai cake flour with blue cheese crumbles. That sounds horrible, actually. What is that? What is a Thai cake flour? No, honest to God, I don't know what the malfunction is. I think I was dropped on my head as a baby. In fact, I know I was. But math just does not sink in. I have to do things which are everything I do is mathematic, by the way. So don't think I'm like not capable. I am. I just have to do it a different way. I can't do it in my head. It's not that I don't know math. It's that I can't do it in my head. They were teaching my child core math, and I was thinking, could you do it any harder? Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Ever watched anyone misspelling a tattoo? I have seen a couple of misspelled tattoos. I've never seen anybody doing it. I've seen the effect of it. I've also seen a bunch of liberal girls, white girls, with Chinese symbols on their arms that does not mean what they think it means. I've seen that too. Because I do know a little bit about the Chinese language, enough that I could translate it if I needed to. And I've seen a couple of them that were wearing things they would be ashamed to have on their arm if they knew what it actually said. It means destiny and love. No, it means stupid white person. Very good cauliflower. Not cake flour. Damn spell check. Oh, that makes more sense. Yeah, core math is hard, especially when they want you to write it out and do it all on paper without using a calculator. I approach math holistically. I have to because, like I said, the part of my brain that does math doesn't function. So, this is how I do it. If I need to measure something, I have a ruler right here. I don't know if you've ever tried this or not, but take a tape measure and pull it out on your thumb. I don't know if yours does, but mine does. All the wrinkles in my thumb adds up to including my thumbnail, the inches and the little sections of the ruler. So if I need to make a measurement, I just use my thumb. If I need to cut something to fit, I look at it, and then I cut something that's the copy of it, and I put it in there, and then I whittle it down until it fits. If I need to count something, I use paper, write it down, because I cannot do it in my head. And if it gets more complicated than that, calculator city. I'm text talking while driving, and I don't know if you can all see 7 up there. Own one. Says Caucasian. You own one? A Chinese tattoo that says the wrong thing? Or did I get the wrong thing there? The hearts, says April. Seven up there. Don't know. Text talking has failed you. Did YouTube block a message, methinks? It must have, because I don't know what's going on. I went on a tangent and now I'm lost. What'd I miss? Let me look up here and see if it's up here. Nope. Last thing I got is anyone watched a misspelling of tattoo from you. Oh, I see it. I watched Pee-wee get a misspelled tattoo. To thy one self be true. That's hilarious. Yeah, it didn't come down here for some reason. It's up there on my YouTube analytics, but it's not down here on my chat. I guess you're right. They did block a message or something. Okay. I met with a real redneck from Polk County at the jail. He had hog feet, markings like dog's feet on his arms. Hog feet, I swear. Go rednecks. You mean like a pig's feet tattooed on his arms? That's weird. Or like real hog's feet bruises on his arms. I sat there and let it happen through apathy. I would have had to let it happen too if he did that and I saw it. I would have just had to bite my tongue and not say anything. Good looking out, bro. No, dude. You don't know this is going to be hilarious for generations. That's Tony. Little piggy tracks. Aww. I've got a few tattoos. Mine are real gel tattoos done with a staple and a chest piece with some shampoo. And they look like that. and that, which is a party dot, which when I got it when I was 14, did not know what the party we were talking about was. I found out later. Then I quit telling people it was a party dot and started telling them it was a Pac-Man. A little tiny one. Only one? Party dot? Yes, only one. Again, I did not know which party we were referring to at the time. Turns out, not the party I was thinking of. 0 tattoos for me. I wish I could say that. I regret mine, but they're there, so whatever. Although, my niece has recently become a tattoo artist, and I'm thinking about getting them cleaned up because she's pretty good at it. Oh, you only have one. I got you. Really? I thought you had more than one. I must be thinking of a different cousin. Oh, 0 here too, says April. April, you don't have any tattoos? Not even 2 little cherries on your ankle or anything? It's amazing. Congratulations. I thought for sure you'd be tatted up. I put mine where I can't see it. You put yours where you can't see it? Kind of defeats the purpose, doesn't it? You don't have a tramp stamp, do you? My baby mama is painted lady. Yeah. 0 piercings? I can't say that either. I got 2 in each ear and 1 in the nipple. Although I don't wear them anymore because I'm old, but they're there. Kiss my tigger. I hear you. I've got Smoky Mountain Bar and Grill on top of Lookout Mountain in Chattanooga, Tennessee in 3-inch block letters on mine. But, you know, I'm not trying to compete with you or nothing. Say that with a straight face. I don't even know if I can repeat that, let alone say it. Just gift for gab, I guess. Yep. I can't remember that to say it. Me neither. I said it once. That was good enough. And I didn't stumble. So, win. All right, boys and girls, do me a favor, would you please? Take a moment and go to rumble.com/UntetheredLive and hit that follow button for me. There's a little plus sign there. Please do that. And also, smash that like button and hit the subscribe and the bell icon so you get notifications when I'm going to be online. The like button is free. It's effortless. It's right in front of you, and it really does help this channel with algorithms. And if you care about this channel, you need to care about the algorithms because we're dying here. Share this video with somebody you love if you like the content. And leave a comment down below and let me know what you're thinking about. Also, if you feel led to help out in some way, if you can do so and you have the means, please support my work by going to paypal.me/jakejohnsonband, or if you're a CashApp user, $JakeJohnsonBand. Every little bit helps. It really does help me keep the lights on, and I mean that literally. So I greatly appreciate your support, and I will do everything to win your confidence and be worthy of it. Now, let's round out this video and go home. It's a short. It's a short what? Peanut? Not me. I'm well endowed for a Smurf. But hung like a mule in that vernacular. No Jew, just smiling from the big lighter I used once, but it's faded. Oh, let me translate. No tattoos, just a big smiley face from putting a hot lighter on my skin once, but it's faded. And then I have lead in my palm, in the palm of my hand from a pencil that I jabbed into my hand, and that's it. That was a translation. I speak typoese. I like my art hanged on a wall, says Fab Daddy. I agree. I was young and I needed the money. Is it true that you will have Tucker Carlson on with you next week? Yes. Yes, it's absolutely true. 100%. I got nicotine stains on my fingers. Me too. And then everywhere else. I think I got it in the crack of my ass. Anyway. Don't get tattoos, folks. That's the moral of the story, because they look pretty when you get them. And then you get old and they sag. And they do this. Which, believe it or not, was once a straight sword. Now it looks like a flaccid penis. I have fish poop on my feet. I once had that problem with chicken shit. Ask my Uncle George. He'll tell you all about it. Repeatedly. Apparently it was funny. He said I was missing all front teeth in my mouth, so I looked like a little vampire. And I walked around there on my tippy toes with my fingers spread out like that. Walking all funny. Uncle George, I got thick and thin on my feet. You ever heard that story? Flex caliber? Yeah. Exactly. Well, that used to be a straight sword and it looked nice. Now it looks like somebody sneezed when they were putting it on there, you know? Because my muscle definition isn't what it once was. When I was 18, I was chiseled. I had the body of a Greek god. Now I'm pushing 50 and I got the body of a Chinese god. Caucasian says, I have a bird-based aquaponics design. Useless in crawfish and quail. Uses crawfish and quail. Interesting. Typo. Rub your belly for me. May you have good luck. You want me to pat my head while I'm rubbing my belly? You want me to switch? Just because I can't do math don't mean I don't have talent. It uses eel crawfish and quail. What is an eel crawfish? Is that a thing? I've seen crawfish. They look like little lobsters. I've never seen an eel crawfish. Or is that real crawfish and quail? Is that a typo again? I'm at Gators, yay! Congratulations. Eel, crawfish, and quail. You did it again. Are you saying eel? Like an electric eel? Crawfish? I'll call you on your bullshit, sir. Eel, crawfish. Never seen one. I've seen a crawfish. I have the body of 2 Greek gods, maybe 3. Eel is a fish thing. I thought it was a worm thing. Are we talking about the same kind of eel? Wash your feet, Caucasian, LOL. Oh, because of the fish shit? Yeah. It eats gross things. I got you. I just had never seen one. I don't know. I'm sure there's something like that out there. I just don't know what you're talking about. Because, I lived in Louisiana for a little while, but all I saw was crawfish. But I take your word for it. In fact, I'll Google it so I know what I'm talking about. But I've never heard of an eel crawfish. That must be interesting. And quail like that? Is that what draws the quail? Is that what feeds the quail? And the shit, I'm assuming, is what does the fertilizing? OMG, y'all. LOL. There's a whole lot of alphabet stew. LMAO. ROFLOLAOL. I'm just giving you a hard time. I'm just being an asshole now. I don't even know what I'm saying anymore. It's a longfish eel. Are eels and fish the same thing? Is it a fish or an eel, or is it an eelfish or a fish eel? If it's a fish eel, I understand. Fish eel. Fish eel, my deal. And the crawfish is a totally different animal. Gotcha. So what you're saying is it relies on eel, comma, crawfish, comma, quail. That makes sense. An eel is a fish. Thought it was like a worm or a snake. An eel's a fish? Really? I got it, though. I understand what you're saying now. That makes more sense. I was trying to picture a crawfish eel. What the hell is that? The Greek god of bourbon and the like. You go, Kevin. You are the man. It is a fish, Jake. Okay, I trust you. I don't know. I'm not a fisherman. I just thought it was more like a snake than a fish. I mean, they're slimy, and they don't have gills, I'm assuming. Maybe they do. I don't know. Nope, it's got gills, bro. Okay, if it's got gills, then it's a fish. That's what the Bible says. So I trust you. I just didn't know that. I thought an eel was like a snake. You know, because there's different ones. One will shock you, and one will smother you with slime. I didn't know. And that one's called a worm, by the way, even though it's an eel. It's called a hagworm. Looks like a tadpole. Okay. The Greek god's name is Kevo. Like Kevo Sorbo? Which was a pathetic Hercules, by the way. Pathetic. I was bigger than he was when he filmed that. And I was mad about it because my last Hercules was Arnold Schwarzenegger, and I thought it should be that way. A moray will bite your finger off. That's a moray. There's a joke there. I just don't have it on my tongue. He might screw your finger off. That's a moray. Kevin looks like a tadpole. Moray eel. I know what you're talking about. I was just joking with you. You know, the Italian, that's amore. That's amore. That's amore means to love one another. You know, when the moon hits your eye like a big pizza pie, that's amore. When bells ring, ding-a-ling, ding-a-ling, that's amore. No, I'm kidding. He looks like a hagfish. I bet he slimes like one too, doesn't he? Yeah. That's a masturbation joke for those of you not paying attention. I'm having a good time tonight, guys. Thank you. I needed it. I've been battling some personal demons the past 2 weeks, and I'm grateful for you people. I really am. And I hope that you hang out with me for a long time, because I need friends. And so do you. Seems kind of built in there. Anyway, you guys are awesome. Keeping the chat popping with such good information and such good facts and knowledge. And I really love sharing that with everybody. And I really love the various places we can go with that. And I love making fun of all of it, which I've been doing all night. And I hope that you've received it as such, because I don't mean anything by it. I'm just being me, trying to keep the thing moving. Being an entertainer, that's what I am. Hopefully you were entertained. Are you not entertained? All right. I do, however, have to get up early in the morning at the ass crack of noon and go to work like a normal man does. And so I'm going to go to bed. I love you all from the bottom of my heart. I love you true. I do. Keep coming back. I will not be here Friday. I have 2 shows this weekend, and I also have an open mic to attend at some point the next day. So, another Chinese saying, masturbation is not a joke. Well, it is when you do it. It's hilarious. Never enough friends, says Fab Daddy. You are right, sir. Fat tadpole squatch. That's just mean. He's not fat. He's in shape. Round as a shape. You'd never know it to look at me, but I have 6-pack abs. I mean, they're covered by a layer of fat, but they're still there. Sasquatch approves. That's petty. Sasquatch approves. I like it. By the way, speaking of masturbation, you know that song? Let me go out like a blister in the sun. You remember that song from the 90s? That song is entirely about masturbation. You know what's funny about that? Burger King used it as their theme song in a commercial. They didn't know. So my question is, do I suddenly want Burger King, or do I feel like jerking off? Violent Femmes, that's them. That's right. Blister in the sun is referring to the blisters on his hand from masturbating. And Burger King used it as a theme song in their commercial. And I died when I heard it, because we've been doing that in the bar, in the band, for years, making jokes about that, because I live in a college town. It's kind of, fratty. That out-of-touch stuff that Budweiser wants to get rid of. Don't drink Budweiser. It's bad for you. Anyway, when that commercial came out, we all just died because it's an inside joke in the band. I thought I'd share that with you. I guess that comment made me think about it, but it's funny. Can sing the album front to back, really. Well, that was a good song, but I hadn't heard any other songs that they've done that I'm aware of. Is there any other popular song that they've done that I would recognize? You just don't know it's them? I thought they were like a one-hit wonder. Be careful, Pee Wee Herman may be listening. The whole album is great. I didn't even know they had a whole album, but I'll check it out, because I did like that song. In fact, I'll still pull it out from time to time. If I don't have a guitar handy here, I'd play it for you. I know there's one over my shoulder, but it's not plugged in, and I'd have to get up and show you my ass to turn my amp on, so we're not going to do that. This will go down on your permanent record. Probably. My permanent record is pretty lengthy. I've always asked the question when referring to my Bible studies, would you rather some pencil-neck nerd who's never seen daylight or touched a woman or drank a drop of alcohol to tell you what's right and wrong? Or do you want a road-hard, put-up, wet road dog who knows better? When I tell you it's wrong, I mean it. Which would you rather? So, yeah, my record's pretty long. I am by no means a saint. Check out the song, Add It Up. I will. Add it up. ATL, as usual, coming in just as I'm about to leave. But how are you, sir? Good to see you. Glad you dropped by. I'm lamowing. Hello, ATL love. What does lamow mean? Is that laughing my ass off? Is that what that means? I think that's what that means. Lamow. Lamow. I know it sounds like math, but it's good. Hey, that's a deep cut there, buddy. You watch it. I can't toast anyone that... All right, I'm not even going to try to pronounce that. A good piece. What? The hell is a hash blaster my hammered? Slammed. OMG. I'm never eating a Burger King again. Yes, left my ass off. Got it. Okay. I thought that's what it meant. I just wasn't sure. Because there's a couple of variations of it, and at first that kind of threw me, but I got it now. There's the ROLF Mayo. Is that the one? CJ now has 2 girlfriends. Go, boy. April and Sharon. Oh, bartender at Gators. We are raising the little guy right. Well, yeah. Yes, you are. Always go for the bartenders. They're easy prey. Trust anyone that hasn't slammed a good piece of ... A good piece of cake? What are we talking about here? Are you saying to trust people that have slammed a decent piece of ... or not to trust anyone? What was the first thing? I missed it. Where did it go? I guess I lost it. Anyway, you have to be more specific, ATL. I don't know what you're talking about. And free drinks. Nope, not me, Kevin. Fab Daddy says, stay home and masturbate is better than Burger King anyways. Nobody can screw you like you can. You know what I'm saying? And if you get tired of it, you can sit on your hand until it goes numb and it's like a stranger. It's like a one-night stand. Or you could go knuckles out, knuckles in, or the ever-popular The Claw. Yes, cake. And free drinks. Got it. Kevin Cox says, hey, ATL, I was raised in Chamblee, Doraville. Great place. Doraville. That's a place I ain't seen and I probably never will. But my buddy Kevin is from Doraville. Not to trust anyone. Don't ever trust anybody who's ever slammed a good piece of cake. Or that hasn't slammed a good piece of cake. I know Doraville, says ATL. Doraville is like Little Mexico. Oh, shots fired. It was country when I grew up there. As most places that us old folks remember. The street I grew up on in Florida. Now, this is true. You can check me on this. And you guys lived there, so you could go look. When I lived there, I used to walk that road every morning to get on the bus at school at the end of the road. It was a long dirt road that's shaped like an L. Actually, like an F because they had an off-road. Anyway, I lived right in the corner of the L, right in the crux. That was my yard. Big yard there right in the corner. And I'd walk up to the end of the road and over to the road next to it to catch my bus every morning, and I'd walk back. And I swear to you, that road is a mile long. I walked it a blue million times. I know every square inch of it. I used to walk at night and go sit on a patio and smoke cigarettes out there about halfway down it. There's a tree at the end of the road where I carved my initials in it. It's that kind of thing. I know this road. It was a mile long. You go there now, it's like a block. And I have no idea how that happened. And it's paved. It was dirt when I lived there. I like to clap my cake. Yeah, it changed. Kevin's been everywhere. I doubt that. I bet he has never once set foot in Kalamazoo, Michigan. Sepsin trichinosis. Good to see you. I'm going to stay longer now. People are showing up. Excellent. What's up, my brother? Good to see you. Ahoy. It's been a busy week, but I have at least been listening. Thank you, sir. Thank you for listening. It's been a very slow week for me. I could have used you being here because nobody else came. But thank you for listening. Caution everywhere, LOL. How are you doing, Sepson? You have a good week? And also ATL. I didn't ask you how your week was. How was your week? Ahoy, April. It was good. Don't elaborate. One word's fine. Chambly is also known as Chambolia. Really? Is that like Chicago? Chambolia? It's funny in my head. Sorry. I was here, but I didn't see anybody. I know. I'm telling you, I think YouTube throttled me after they took my video down. Since they took my video down, my numbers have dropped to almost nothing. Like 3 people per video. I can't survive on that. I'm starving to death over here. I got to have more viewers. So they know that. They're trying to run me out like they did Tucker Carlson. It's been fairly good. Just overly busy. I hear you, brother. I got a busy week coming up. I have 4 podcasts this week, full-time job, and 3 shows to do this weekend. One of them's an open mic night I'm not getting paid for, but it's going to get me a job in the future, so I have to go do it. But the other 2 are paid gigs. So, yeah, I'm going to have a busy weekend. It's been a while. Missed ya, says April. ATL says, gonna go live next Wednesday. Gonna go live next Wednesday. Really? What time? If I'm not live, I'll come see you. And what is your topic gonna be? I have not been to Kalamazoo nor North Dakota, just a bathrobe. Ha ha! I have. Got you beat. I've never been to Kalamazoo, but I have been to North Dakota and nothing but a bathrobe. But it was at night and nobody saw it, so it wasn't exciting or anything. Yes, YouTube is unhonorable. Yes, certainly are. They took down videos of mine for stating an opinion that I stated was an opinion, and I told everybody else that I was probably wrong. But that was my opinion, and I believed it 100%. It was about the election, and they took my video down and deleted it. Thank God that I have a copy of it over on rumble.com/UntetheredLive. So if you guys haven't done so, please go over there and hit that subscribe button over there and help me break the back of censorship, because they will not censor my words over there or throttle my videos, which they are clearly doing now, because 2 months ago I was getting 50 views per video per night, basically. And now I'm getting 3. And that didn't just happen. Cool. I'll make sure I check your bell for a notification. ATL, says April. Yeah, what are you going to be talking about there, ATL, on your Wednesday Night Live? And please, everybody, April, will you put his link in the chat or somebody so that everybody can click on it and go over there and subscribe to him? Because he's going to be going live Wednesday, and I'm sure it's going to be quite entertaining. I mean, he does magic and everything. I have no idea what I'm talking about, but I'm sure it's going to be entertaining. I thought nobody was a channel name. I'm sure it is. He had abide. Adele. What are you saying, April? He had obeyed. I think. I don't know. If nobody saw it, it didn't happen. That's not true. Rumble. I am subbed. Thank you, Sepson. I appreciate you, sir. I have been to Juanita, says Kevin. I have lived in Juanita, says Jake. And if you think that wasn't something exciting, let me tell you what. Juanita is the white trash capital of the world. That's where white trash goes to be dirty. You know what I'm saying? I lived there in a trailer when I was a kid. And it was white trash dirty then, too. So when Kid Rock sings, I ain't straight out of Compton, I'm straight out the trailer, and he thinks he's being cool, I'm like, been there, done that. He was singing about me. That is YouTube messing with you? I believe it is. It has to be, because that's antithetical to the arc of growth. Growth goes this way, not that way. And I've been growing steadily for 2 years, slowly but steadily. A lot slower than I want to be growing, but again, I'm not pushing the channel. I'm not out promoting it because I'm letting God do the work. So the people that need it show up. If God sends you, then you belong here. I'm not going to go out and be a televangelist and try to rake people in like I would if it were my band channel per se. But for it to drop that dramatically, that's dramatic and fantastically, there has to be something else at play. And that coming off the heels of literally being censored and having videos deleted, yes. Plus, I've been getting copyright strikes for songs that are free. Lamau, you see caution. Juanita, yes, caution. Oh, a new show to bother. Yay. That's the same show. It's just in another platform. Sorry, y'all, I'm just making fun of things. Silly things in my head out loud. That's what I've been doing all night. Ain't no problem with that, darling. Do what you got to do. Gibbs link, please. ATL. Yeah, April or Caucasian. Somebody please put ATL link in the chat so that everybody can click on that, please. My moderators. Let me see if I can do it. Nobody else was wanting to do it. ATL, what are you going to be talking about? Now, why can't I do this thing? Anyway. Okay. I can't do it for some reason. I can't drive. I can't text and drive. Piano or record quest ATL? Piano or record request ATL? LOL says trichinosis. Kevin says, there is obviously a conspiracy going on. I would vote on it. I mean, bet on it. LOL. Yeah, right. Yep. Hey. You'll wind up with the wanderers like me that way. wanderers, idiots, drunks, like me, LOL. You're not an idiot or drunk. Well, you might be drunk, but you're not an idiot. And I think very highly of you, sir. So please, please stick around. Stay by me because I need you. Dramatically starts with drama. Yes, it does. I said dramatic and fantastical. Dramatically. That's one of my words. That's a Jakeism. Can somebody please put ATL Transparency's link in the chat? Can't be that hard. I don't know why I can't do it, but for some reason it's not letting me click on his name. I can't drive 55. I can't drive 55. I am a drunk, LOL. Well, all things in moderation, even moderation, sir. But I enjoy it. Well, as long as you enjoy it, that's all that matters. Jakeism, nice. Thank you, sir. I thought it was funny. A Jakeism. I could, but I'm not blue. Would you like to be? Hey, Sepson, says Kevin. There it is. Thank you, April. Appreciate it. I don't think you need to put the @ sign there, though, because that may not. Let me try that. I don't know if that'll work or not. Yep, it works. Okay, I stand corrected. I was under the impression that that wasn't necessary unless you were on YouTube, but I was wrong. You were right. I'm sorry. Ahoy, Kevin, says Sebson. Thanks for the link. Yes, thank you for the link. Got it, says April. You did good. Good job. Good job, April, says Fab Daddy. Again, I asked Fab Daddy, would you like to be blue? Link works. Good deal. I hereby dubbeth thee blue. I didn't ask if it was important. I just asked if you'd like to be, but now you are, so nah. I like power, but I tend to abuse it, LOL. Never give a drunk a wrench. I don't think you would abuse your power, sir. Not here. But I only give them out every so often. It's not against anybody that you don't have one. It's just that I'm not one of those people that gives everybody a wrench. I don't think there's any value in it if everyone has one. And that's why people abuse it. And if you want one, just let me know. I'll consider it. If I deem you worthy, you shall have one. I ain't fishing for a wrench. I know that. I didn't think you were. Thank you. That's just common sense. Yes, ma'am. I just realized that my body is a temple and April worships it. No, she doesn't. Because I'll wring her little neck if she does. She can like it a whole lot, but worship Father only. Okay, Fab Daddy says, I will share links only if you need, and will boot the haters. Well, the rule of thumb on that is, on this channel, I always let people talk unless they cross the line. If they cross the line, they're out of here. Give them a warning, and if they don't heed it, boot them out. And crossing the line involves porn bombing or calling people names or talking about things that are way off topic. Like somebody came in here one time with the N-word in their name, but it was spelled weird phonetically, like Nikger, that kind of thing. Nick Gurr. And they were trying to get me to say their name. That kind of thing, I don't put up with that at all. It's not right. Also, like if we're in Bible study and somebody comes in talking about masturbation or something like that, none of that. Try to stay on topic. But I always try to let people talk because this is a privilege to have this wonderful technology that we have. It is not a right. And this is my house. It's your house. So treat it like it's your house. Tricknosis says, when I earn one in your eyes, I will get it. I understand that. Thank you, sir. Well, you already earned it. You earned it a long time ago. Like I said, you not having one isn't a slight on you. It's just I haven't given you one. If you want one, I'll give you one. I don't say that to everybody, but you're a long-time comer. You come often, I suspect. I know. Good. Internet oath to Untethered is to do my best as a mod, so help me God. That's a good line. I believe you. Fab Daddy, you're a good viewer. You've always been here. And you're one of the few that actually push back on my bullshit, so I appreciate that. People think I'm getting mad when I get excited. I'm not at all. This is a channel. It's supposed to be heated. I'm a public face. I have to be animated. But I'm not mad at all. No, I like it when you push back. That gives me a chance to argue, and that's my favorite pastime is argument. Sharpens my teeth, and I appreciate that. More often than not, I am at least watching. You are a good guy to have in the background and still learn from. Thanks, Jake. Appreciate you, Sepson. I really do. And thanks, Chat. Chat's very lovely. Chat keeps me on my toes often. That's so dramatical. Dramatically. It's a good word, isn't it? I like it too. Said it by accident, but now I'm keeping it. And thank you for the compliment, Sebson. I appreciate that. I'm glad somebody sees it. It ain't always the case. Most people think I'm an asshole. I'm grateful for you. I don't guess they're wrong, but, you know. And April says, we love you, Sepson, in all capital letters. 07. Salut. Salut back at you. Where was I? Oh, yeah. I love you guys with all my heart. I love you true. I do. Keep coming back to this channel, except for Friday because I won't be here because I got to be at a show. But I'll do a little something. You know, I'll throw you a little bone. I'll take some footage before or after the show or try to get something in the middle. The problem is I can't find anybody to hold my phone while I'm up there playing, and I can't play and hold the phone at the same time. So that's why you don't get any footage of the show. But eventually that's going to change too. Good luck on Friday. Thank you, sir. I'm going to need it. Been doing chat things way too long. I remember IRC. I remember that too. Remember ICQ? Have a great show. Thank you, sir. Get a stand, Jake. I have a stand. I still can't operate the phone and play a show. You know what I mean? If I'm over there fumbling with my phone trying to get it to record, I miss my cues. See what I'm saying? I need somebody to go. And also, if I do that, you can only get a side view of me because I can't put the stand out away from reach. It has to be right here. So you only get the side of my head. Maybe somebody that steps out of my periphery, you might see that. And it'll be too loud because you're on stage with all the monitors and the cymbals and the amplifiers and stuff. So it's better if somebody's out in the audience and can film from this way. But I hadn't got anybody to do that yet. So Jake needs a groupie. Desperately need a groupie. Yes, I do. Thank you for noticing. Yes, ICQ, all the memories. Yeah, I used to love that program. I wonder why it went away. Could it be that annoying ass horn? Anyway, I used to love that thing. And we used it a lot back in the day. Now it's all just Facebook Messenger. And bleh. I never understood why Facebook was better than MySpace anyway. You can put music on MySpace and change the background. And, needlessly rate your friends. Great show, Jake. Enjoyed it. Let's rumble in the Carolina jungle. Amen, Kevin. I'm trying to build that Rumble channel, man. I got a bunch of videos over there, and I'm just waiting until the subscribers get up to 25. And when I get to 25, I can actually live stream over there, and that'll be nice to see how that works out. And believe me when I tell you this, and this is the truth, if things keep going in the current trajectory, unless something drastic happens, Rumble will overtake YouTube in a year or so. It's drastically becoming the place to be because YouTube is a socialist hellscape right now, communist hellscape. Everybody here is censoring the crap out of conservatives and people with a logical brain that can actually analyze data and see the reality of the world they live in. They don't want you doing that. That is a party line place. So we need to have a backup home just in case. I'd love to build my channel right here on YouTube. I love the atmosphere that it used to have, but they've just about killed it. So help me out. Help a brother out. And let's build something that'll last somewhere. Just pull out the walker in the closet and use it as a stand, right? I'll figure something out. I'll get some video for you somehow or other. Put came as if you were taking a selfie. I can't take a selfie and play a guitar. See what I'm saying? If I'm over there fumbling with my phone, I can't concentrate on my cues and, being in time and all that good stuff. I need to get an extra person to go out and hold the camera for me. But in order to get good video, if you put it on stage, like I said, the noise will mess up because it's too loud, because all the noise making stuff is right there beside it. It needs to be further away from the stage. I kind of miss AIM. Yeah, that was kind of the same. That was what, the AOL version of ICQ or Facebook Messenger or whatever. I've never had a DM before. I don't know what that is. I mean, I do know what it is, but I don't know how to do it. I guess that's a TikTok thing. Not TikTok, Twitter thing. I do have Twitter. I just don't use it. Cam mode. Yeah. SMS and separate apps. DMs. Yep. Duct tape and a walker. I think you got the right idea there, Fab Daddy. It has wheels on it. You just roll it out there. Rumble will kick YouTube in the butt soon enough. Yeah, all the big names are going over that way. Right now, they call it the right, alt-right place. It's that kind of negative connotation because they've made it that way, but it's slowly becoming not that. And they're actually putting real money into real contributors like Russell Brand and, of course, Dave Rubin's over there. And a bunch of big names are going over to Rumble. Even Tim Pool has got a channel over there, and I got a channel over there. And they're all surviving off of my fame, obviously. But hopefully it'll become the place I want to build up. Right now, it just is there. I'm not even putting a lot of time into it because my subscribership hasn't got to a point where I can. But when it does, I will put a lot of effort into Rumble because I think it's going to be the next big thing. It remains to be seen, but I really think it will be. They got a lot of money going in over there. And they don't censor speech, which is important for this country. Trial in the AM. I am defending Sir Sasquatch against Lady Nessie. Go Squatch. He is innocent. It wasn't me. It was the one-armed man. Good night, Kevin. Thank you for being here, buddy. I appreciate you. No sports update, but thank you for being here. Hey, AOL. Yeah. AIM. AOL. Yep. Snacking on fish jerky, says Fab Daddy. Ahi teriyaki. Ahi teriyaki. Ahi teriyaki. Twitter, TikTok, Facebook Messenger, etc. All do direct messages and private chat. Yes, sir. Is that what DM stands for? Direct message? I got you. That makes sense. Walter Davis, good to see you, my friend. Good evening. Glad you could drop in. I was just about to leave. But thank you for being here. 8:30, that's when the show starts. 8:30. Except on Sunday, it's 8. Hi, Walter. Hello, Walter Love, says April. Lamau with a smiley face. Or a crab with herpes. I can't figure out which. Can't really see it that well. Anyway, don't censor speech yet. I trust no internet company. That's true. You're right. They don't censor yet. They could be pushed into it. You're absolutely right. But as of right now, they are free speech oriented and anything goes for the most part. No copyright claims every time you turn around. And, you know, it's a better environment in my opinion. It's a little clunky still as far as user friendliness, but I think they'll fix that in the long run because they've been making updates regularly. He left me. He didn't leave you. He just took a sabbatical. Hi, Jake, April, Fab, Kevin, and Sepson, says Walter. Hi, Walter. Ha 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 ha, says April. Crab with herpes, that's what got you, isn't it? Mm-hmm. I just rumble working. Follow you, Jake. Thank you, Walter. I appreciate you, sir. I need that. We're trying desperately to build up that channel so that I have a backup in case YouTube nixes my channel, which it looks like they're trying to do. Ahoy, Sepson, says Walter. Sepson says, that will get fixed soon enough. Rumble is still kind of young. Yeah, it ain't but 2 years old, right? Maybe 3. Yeah, they just now started putting real money behind it. Like before, they didn't do that. So before it was just a platform. There was nobody. But they opened up a place there in Florida. And I think Dave Rubin has something to do with it. There's some kind of technology that they're using that comes from a company that Dave Rubin uses or owns called, I think it's minds.com or maybe it's locals.com. That may be the one. And somehow Rumble is using some of their code or something. So Dave Rubin has some kind of interest in Rumble, but I'm not exactly sure what all that is. But they just recently started really putting money behind some of their content creators, the bigger ones like Russell Brand, and they're drawing people with big names over that direction. So it wouldn't surprise me at all if they didn't blow up this year. Yep. Something like that. Yeah, 2 or 3 years old. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Dave Rubin is part of it. Locals, if I'm not mistaken. That's what I think, too. It's either Locals or Minds, but I don't know which one. I think it's Locals, though. There are a lot of conservative voices on it. Right now, there are, yes, because they got nowhere else to go to talk freely. But that's not the reason. I mean, it's not a conservative platform. You could go there as a liberal and say the same stuff that you say. But right now, they've got nowhere else to go. Everywhere they go, they get censored. So all of them have gravitated to Rumble. That will equal out over time because right now that's just the only place they can be. As more liberals come over that way, and I really hope logical-minded liberals and not leftist freaks, not radicals. I really hope the actual liberals come over there, the ones that you can have a conversation with, the ones that are actually intelligent, just have a differing view. That's fine. I have no problem with that. What I got a problem with is radical behavior, left or right. Left wing, right wing, same bird. You know what I'm saying? Me too, says April. Me too. But hopefully Rumble will turn out to be a good move. And I'm going to try to start, as soon as the viewership gets up high enough, I'm going to try to start transitioning. I'll still be on YouTube, don't get me wrong. I'll just be live streaming from there. And then putting the videos on YouTube as opposed to the way I'm doing it now, live streaming from here and putting the videos over there. But that way, YouTube can take down my video if they want to, but it'll still be there on Rumble and everywhere else, the other 11 platforms I'm on, which includes Spotify, Amazon, Google, iTunes, iHeartRadio, CastBox, OverCast, and several other places. Podvine, whatever that is. YouTube is focused on conservatives for now. Soon enough, the tide will change against the leftists, and they will honestly find Rumble. Probably. I don't doubt that a bit. But hopefully by then we've got a foothold on it and can keep it in check. That's the only thing I can say about that. I'll do my part. I'm captain of the Lazy Lady. All one word. Only name that wasn't taken, Lazy Lady, is the name of my boat. Well, that's a fine name for a vessel. The Lazy Lady. I like it. It rolls off the tongue like la 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 la. Which is what you do to a lazy lady. Blah, la, 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 la. Censorship never stays against a single side. You're right. Sooner or later, they will eat themselves. Look, the only thing that being in... Have you never seen V, The Final Battle? That alien show that came out in the 80s? Being a lapdog to the system only means that they'll eat you last, but they'll eat you nonetheless. You're only buying time for the inevitable. Trust me on that. It's better to stand for freedom and honesty and truth and God than it is to be a lapdog to the system, because though they won't eat you first, they will eat you eventually. That's just the nature of communism. It's the nature of socialism. It's the nature of Marxism. It always, always, always ends in starvation and genocide. That is the only outcome for those ideologies. I'm sorry. There has never been a time, and it has been tried many, many times. It's never been a time it worked, because it don't. I heard Don Lemon is coming on the show Friday. Oh, yeah. Absolutely. He'll be here Friday at 8:30. First guest. I have both of them, says Sepson. The 80s and the remake from the early 2Ks. Yeah, but that one really didn't hold up. The only thing they had was that gorgeous woman playing the leader. What's her name? Baccarin? Something Baccarin? That's a pretty woman. She has got all the blessings. Socialism does nothing but oppress and kill. Yup. And yup. Yep. Kate Baccarin? No, that ain't it. I can't remember her first name, but anyway, that's a pretty girl. She was on Firefly, too. She was the prostitute on Firefly. Yes, from Firefly. Yep. Great minds. Maureen, that's it. Maureen Baccarin. Mm-hmm. She was also on that espionage thriller that was on TV. Homeland? Is that what it was? Homeland or Hostage? One of those two. Anyway, she was really good in that too. My uncle was in port in Vietnam in the 60s. He and his shipmates were in some shop to cut the haggle. He threw in a painting of a naked lady. He asked who she was and was told a lazy lady. Well, that's a good backstory. Wow. Oh, I've seen her naked, by the way. Maureen Baccarin. Very nice. All right, I got to go to bed. I love you guys. Thank you so much for being here. God bless you all, and I love you with all my heart. I really do. I mean that sincerely. You are my friends, and I'm glad that you're all here. I got some shows to do this weekend, so I won't be here Friday, but I'll be here Sunday for Bible study. So if you guys want to come hang out with me, I would greatly appreciate that. And thank you all for the support over on Rumble. I appreciate that too. And I promise you it will bear dividends. I will make good of it. So thank you for the support. God bless you. Thank you for everything, and have a great night. Don't do anything I wouldn't do, and if you do, name it after me. Thanks for watching.